Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode on No, but seriously, let me explain. Hosted by the beautiful, intelligent Earth Angel Lala Davi. This podcast was designed to provide detailed business advice, next level resources, personal credit tips, and relatable relationship knowledge. Be sure to bookmark this page and subscribe because we wouldn't want you to miss any valuable content. And if you're struggling with poor credit, don't even worry about it. Just text Help My Credit to 507-400-3426. That's 507-400-3426. We have live agents standing by to cater to all your service requests. And now that that's out the way, let's make room for what the host has to say. Lala Davi, do your thing, girl.
Welcome to No, but seriously, let me explain. The phenomenal podcast series that will keep you fully engaged with all the tips and tricks that you need in order to be successful, while giving you lots and lots of flavor. I am your host, Lala Davi, and today we will discuss book deals. Are you ready to become a powerful author with a story to tell? No, but seriously, have you ever felt as if you have a story to tell but didn't know where to start? As we go through this life, we experience certain obstacles, and out of those outcomes that we experience, it makes more sense to bundle it up inside of an incredible story that could be shared with the world. Over time, the same experiences that you're sharing, it becomes therapeutic in a sense for any traumas that may have been experienced in the past. And who knows, your story may also enable someone else to come out of their shell, just to begin releasing that heavy backpack of burdens. This is now a creative outlet for you. Most people, they don't really understand what it takes to begin writing their first book. And oftentimes they get too frustrated before they even get a chance to complete it. Well, right now, I'm going to let you know that your girl Lala, she got your back. I'm going to help you get some of the necessary steps that you need in order to get moving in the right direction. Let's talk about some of these things real quick. And you can start these today. What I've learned in order to write, you have to have an open mind and let your unconscious thoughts be, your creativity. Allow your creative flow to flow naturally. If you haven't started already, you want to begin journaling every single day. Yes, every day. You can journal life events, recipes, things that's happened in the past, whatever you want to write about or you feel the need to write about every single day. Just go ahead and write it as long as you're writing it from the heart. Feel whatever you're experiencing and whatever you're speaking on, make sure that it has structured characters built in. You want to go ahead and write down a character's name and what their identity is, and whether it's an established scene or not. You want to build up the story before you even start writing, just to have more of a creative flow. You want to feel what the characters are actually feeling. The goal is to always have the readers finish a memorable book, remembering how they felt while reading your book. So if you desire to write fiction, you want to make sure that you're creating characters that people can identify with and get to know in real life, even if it's by putting hands on these characters because they just been crazy in the book. Whatever it is, you want to build up that character background for your story. And then you want to also read, listen to people, whatever, watch dramas, comedies, documentaries on TV, whatever. Write as much as you can even if you're less than confident about writing. You want to find friends that you can trust, and you can call them your beta readers and have them read, your material, or you can read to them. Whatever. You have to have confidence in your words, in your style, and in your tone. Practice, you'll pretty much become a little bit better over time. Practice don't make perfect, but it will make you become much better as you continuously write. I can't stress that enough. If I can make myself laugh, then I feel the need to write about it. If I can touch my heart in a sense and draw up some type of tears while thinking about it, I'm going to write about it. If I read it out loud and it sounds good to me, then I'm going to keep it all. You want to go back and forth over what you read and what you write out loud. Yes, I can't say this enough. Read this thing out loud, because you'll be surprised at how many errors you'll find when you're reading your material back over. Like, I've caught so many edits that needed to be replaced because I've started writing and was writing too fast, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't even make sense, or the sentence is too long. I don't even understand what I'm talking about. If you find any part that is boring or tiring, hard to understand, whatever, you need to just go ahead and rewrite that, because 9 times out of 10, whoever's going to read your book is not going to be able to understand it either. Okay. You want to be willing to illustrate with your personal experience. Like, you want to draw some type of picture with your words when you're telling your stories. You want to be brave enough and, open, funny, sad, angry, expressive, whatever it is you're doing and telling in your story. You just want to make sure that you're yourself in all aspects of your writing. Like, writing and everything else, it all improves with practice. So even if it sounds crazy at the beginning, don't worry about it. Just get it down on paper. You can't edit blank paper, okay? So be sure you're writing a lot. You can borrow plots from other well-known authors or sources or dramas that you've seen on TV, and then just recreate a version of your own. If you have family or friends or somebody that lives a lifestyle that's similar to a real life drama, then take that and write about it, and switch up the characters and create something that's really ideal for a good book. If you have somebody that that's really idealistic for a love story or some type of wonderful love, romantic comedy, whatever, write about it. Write about it in this book around their lives. Understand that your writing needs to be a reason to exist. Just make sure that you don't have a lot of boring sentences structured when you're writing, because you don't want people going to sleep on your book or not wanting to read the next page because they're too sleepy to get through the next sentence. You'll find a way to tell stories that's closest to your heart. Just be sure to get the thoughts out while they're flowing. If you can't afford an editor, their services will be very invaluable, in the long run, and it will benefit you as well from a lot of mistakes. And as a writer, I know there's tons of mistakes, that can be caught with, having a professional editor to, go back over this. It's wise to understand the rules of grammar and also use a really good dictionary or spell checker, whatever, whenever you're writing. Like, you can develop certain styles by the books that you frequently read or books that you really enjoy reading by seeing how another author written their book. The first lesson in most books is, show, don't tell. If someone is evil, you'll never say, hey, this person is evil. It's always to be drawn up to, build that belief. It shouldn't be evident from the character's actions without giving it away. You don't want to give away the book. You have to keep that part so you can keep the readers always engaged and wanting to get to the next page or the next chapter. That means at the end of each chapter, of course, the reader should want to continue reading. And, a good way to do this is to make sure that at the beginning of each chapter, your writing style should just be superb. Like, you should capture their eyes soon as they read that first chapter, as well as the last sentence and the last. Not to say that you should have a bunch of words bunched in the middle just to finish the chapter out. You still want to have a creative flow without losing the content or losing the reader in the chapter. You would benefit from having, a personal sense of feeling, each character out in each scene and, a creative flow as you read the book. You will also benefit from belonging to the various societies, whether, it's catered to bloggers, content writers, or just, authors. Whatever, you would want to make sure that you tap into social connections that will allow you to grasp certain tips that will be helpful to you in the long run. Like, they are constantly posting writers' tools, anything that writers could use in order to benefit them the most. And most of these programs is computer programs or equipment when you're writing. And this is what a lot of people have been doing in the past just to get a comfortable style when they first start writing, or understanding the tools and how they work, and understanding how others may be doing their marketing. You can also take creative writing courses. This will improve your writing skills, of course. Or you can do advanced English, and this will pretty much enable you to have more of a range when you write. So don't let your thoughts be limited to your vocabulary. That's something that could possibly hinder you if you do not have a wide range of, vocabulary words that you can just pull out your hat and throw into your book. Good writers are not automatically great when they begin. They have to work to become better, and that just means education and practice pretty much. Like everything else that you do, it requires you to be good at it to some degree, right? Of course. And if you don't have a lot of different programs, you can always download Grammarly to your computer or on your phone. It is great when you need to spell check or have some type of grammar correction app. You want to make sure you have that just to constantly correct you on the go in most obvious cases and any mistakes that are pretty much typical. You want to make sure you're catching them ahead of time. And not to mention, as you're going through, the process of writing, you want to secure an agent, someone who knows the markets. And it could be any public relations firm that's dedicated to the advancement of authors. And you also want to obtain a publisher, someone who's willing to publish your book. There are a few of the top book publishing companies that give advances as well. If you're looking to obtain an advance on the book before it's actually released, you can go through $2 Radio. They were established in 2005, and they have an independent family-run press business in Columbus, Ohio. They have national acclaimed publishing for bold and subversive books that they have pretty much released. All the authors that have worked with them have pretty much published around 4 to 5 books per year through their company, and they do the advances as well. As I mentioned, I do have a link that I will include inside of the bottom of the description that will allow you to complete a submission for this particular publisher. And your submissions, they must include the full manuscript. So no proposals. They don't want that at all. And you will be asked to provide a short statement as to why you feel that the right publisher for you. So that will be included with your manuscript. Chicago Review Press, they're also great as well. They were founded in 1973. Chicago Review Press is now an independent publishing house that publishes high-quality non-fictional books that has been written by several different experts in the field. They have over 900 titles in print and approximately 60 new titles that have been added to their list each and every year. And their areas of interest would include popular science, culture, parenting, film, music, travel, history, women's issues, biographies, and they do have a lot more that they're interested in. So if you ever wanted to take that route, you may want to look into that company. However, they do not publish religious books or they're the fitness books, nutritional books, self-help books, business or poetry books. So keep that in mind when you're submitting. And if you do want to submit, I would include their link inside of the link at the bottom as well. And you will have to submit a proposal to their acquisitions editor for any type of submissions for that. You can go through Sourcebooks. They're located out of Illinois. Sourcebook is an independent publishing company that specializes in fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. Sourcebooks is one of the largest women-owned trade book publishers in the entire North American continent, I must say. Their areas of interest would include parenting, childcare, self-help, history, science, women's issues, humor, current affairs, gift books, whatever. Like, they have a wide range that you can submit for any content for up underneath their platform. And they also publish children's books. So anyone between the ages of, I would say, infant to, 8 years of age, you can submit to them. And I will include a link for them as well in the bottom of the description. So this is just a few of the publishing companies that I would recommend. You can always Google different publishing companies and view their sites and any stats, see who they've actually worked with, who's worked with them, check their reviews. I do recommend doing all of your homework when it comes to choosing a publisher, choosing an agent, because you want to make sure that you're, connecting with someone that you could really trust. And doing any type of business like this, that's going to be a tough contract that needs to be, solidified in order to make that deal possible. Because again, this is going to be your hard work. All of your efforts are right here on the line. So we want to make sure that we're securing everything from beginning to end, just to make sure we're good in the long run. So I want you to ask yourself this for a minute. Do you think that Sha'Carri Richardson, America's finest runner in case you don't know who it is. Do you think she got there without working hard and understanding how to train her body? Like, this 21-year-old, she really had confidence and she really has drive. This drive was necessary to take her to the places that she want to go. If you look at the well-known author, Stephen King, even he had to experience being rejected by, dozens of publishers before he even got anything published. So I wouldn't allow any of that harsh realities or negative thoughts to stop you in your process from moving forward and going after what it is you truly desire. And if you desire to become an author, you should always go for what it is you want. When we were children, we all had this creative imagination that was strategically designed by us. It was adulthood that deemed this creativity as we began paying bills and taking on responsibilities. It's your choice at this moment on how you decide to move forward and how you choose to reinvent that creative will that has always been there. The biggest mistake that people tend to make when writing a book is believing that we have to finish it immediately when we first get started, which is why there's a sudden fear as to the reason why we would never get started. So you don't want to allow your fear to continuously eat you alive and hinder your growth. No one decides to be a good writer when they start. You start writing from the heart, and then you finish editing with your logical mind. When you decide to become an author, you're just a writer in the beginning. It's up to you to become good by working hard for something you're truly passionate about. If there's a book out there that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then guess what? You should be the one to write about it. You may not write well every day, but you can always come back and edit that another day. We have come to a very short commercial break, paid for by our lovely sponsors, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this message.
Yeah, what up, ATL? Look, you ballin', you bad and bougie with bad credit. That's most of y'all. Well, look, man, that's why y'all need to call my people at Exchange Credit Repair. That's right, Exchange Credit Repair will help you squash them inquiries, get rid of them collections, and bankruptcy. They'll even take child support off. I didn't even know they put child support on credit. Woo-wee! And boost your credit score. Let's get that credit score where you want so you can go get what you want. And if you mention Streets 945, you get a 35% discount. Hein? So call my people right now at 678-420-5553, 678-420-5553, or visit my people at exchangecreditrepair.info. Exchange Credit Repair is a credit counseling business with experienced credit repair experts standing by to assist you right now. When I made this deal with them, I said, look here, you ain't got to pay me for the commercial. Just put my credit score where I want so I can go get what I want. When I went to them, they treated me like family. My privacy was all the way respected. They quick to fight for a client's right with the Bureau of Credit, creditors, and debt collectors. Conveniently located at 1 West Court Square in Decatur. Tell them Shout sent you.
As we have come to the end of the show, I really hope that you have enjoyed this episode. Don't hesitate to leave any comments, questions, or concerns or advice that you might have at goaxlala.com. The floor is always open to all of my incredible listeners. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because you don't want to miss out on any of the new and exciting content coming your way. I would like to send you much love, give big thanks for tuning in to No, But Seriously, Let Me Explain. I am your host, Lala Davi, the one with all the sauce. I will see you again next week with more show for ya. Until then, stay bold, beautiful, and brilliant. Love ya.